Hey, friends, and welcome back to Beyond the Screen Families, the Family Connection podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Samantha Hayes, educator, parent, and founder of Beyond the Screen Families. Today's episode is one of those little secrets I wish someone had told me years ago. A super simple way to hit reset when your house feels tense, your kids are climbing the walls, or everyone is just in a weird mood. And I know I'm not just speaking about my own family here because this happens to us all. It's called the 5-minute reset ritual. And no, it's not complicated. It doesn't involve meditating on a mountaintop or gathering everyone for a family meeting, although I also am a big fan of those. It's quick, doable, and it actually works. I'll give you the exact steps, plus a few different ways you can tweak it for your family. And as always, stick around because I've got a free resource you can grab today to make this even easier. So let's jump in. Okay, let's be honest. There are those days where everything feels off. The kids are bickering over nothing. You're snapping at your partner or at your kids over whose turn it is to unload the dishwasher. And even the dog looks annoyed. And if you're like me, your instinct might be, I'm just going to hand out those screens. It's screens, sorry. It's going to quiet the noise, right? Screen, hand, quiet. I'm going to plop everybody in front of a movie. And I've done that, right? I've done that. I've sat my kids down on the couch and I'm like, let's watch a quick show. Or you're just going to grit your teeth and muscle through it till bedtime. But here's the thing. Moods like that, they don't fix themselves. And sitting my kids in front of the screen to watch a show for 30 minutes also does not fix that situation. It lingers. And if we don't shift the situation, shift the mood, it affects the rest of our day and sometimes even our week. And I'm probably the most guilty of this, where I start to get annoyed and touched out, and it starts impacting absolutely everything. And I'm sure there's plenty of moms who agree with me that, like, you get to that point and everything gets impacted. So that's where the reset ritual comes in. Notice it's a ritual. It's something we do consistently because consistency is the name of the game when we're shifting our screen time balance, right? And we're working on balancing. It's simple, no prep. And it says, okay, let's stop and reset. And the best part, it only takes 5 minutes. 5 minutes, and it allows everyone in the situation to get a reset. So I'm going to give you an example. A couple of weeks ago, we had a Saturday where everything was falling apart. I mean, everything. My youngest was crying over his Hot Wheels track, not snapping together correctly. And if you have Hot Wheels track, you know that those blue connectors, they don't always snap together nicely. And it's one thing if I'm trying to snap it together as an adult. It's another thing if my 3-year-old is trying to snap it together. My oldest was arguing with me about picking up her room, which looks like she had just walked in and thrown toys everywhere. I mean, I couldn't even walk in her room. And my patience, well, I bet you can guess, it was evaporating quickly. And that is my patience with everyone and everything. My kids, my partner, my dog. I was just completely beyond able to almost manage my own sense of self because of all of the commotion going on around me. So what did I do? I turned the music on and I said, you know what? We're going to pause. We're going to pause for 5 minutes and we're just going to listen to the music and dance around. And you know what that did? That shifted us all. 5 minutes. Now, my daughter still had to clean her room. My son still wanted to play with his Hot Wheels tracks. We didn't stop any of that, but we did pause, and pausing is a powerful thing. We paused, we got out of the situation we were in, we had fun together. By the end, every single one of us was laughing, every single one of us. It didn't solve our problems, but it changed the vibe of the whole house. So that when I said, okay, time for the music to go off, now it's time for you to go clean your room, she was like, but she did it, right? She knew. And I said, let me help you with your Hot Wheels track so they can snap together correctly. And we built a cool track, right? Just that mood shift, that pause, 5 minutes allowed us all to reset so that we were ready to continue about our day. So let me give you 3 steps for this ritual that you can start using in your house today. First, you have to call it out. Name the mood. You might say something like, it feels like we're having a tough time. Let's hit reset. Or, oh, I think we're all getting a little crabby. Let's pause for a moment. That simple acknowledgement, it lowers everyone's guard. Every single time for me, if I can call the mood, it brings us all back. Because I need that too. As much as my kids need it, I need it too. It makes us all feel seen, heard. It gives them, our kids and ourselves, permission to let go of whatever is brewing inside of us. We feel like somebody has acknowledged us, even if it's you, right? You're calling it out. All of us are a little crabby. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's me too, right? Step number 2, do something unexpected. This is the magic in my mind. This is the magic. You pick, let's say, one of these things. A 3 to 5 minute dance party, 1 song to 2 songs. Pick something that's fun, ridiculous, or nostalgic, maybe a family song. In my house right now, our songs are Ready for It by Taylor Swift, or as my kids call it, Mad Elsa, which I don't even know the band, but it is Let It Go in a more rock fashion, and my kids love it. Like sometimes they just want to be mad and have like that angry like ah. And so that's a great one. But pick something that works for your family. Number 2, cold water challenge. And I'm not talking about the cold water plunge or everybody dumping a bucket of ice water all over themselves. You're going to say, okay, everybody's getting a little crabby. Let's go chug some water together. You grab a cup of cold water. You all chug it. It's weirdly effective. Like the pause, the trying to see who can finish their water first. And it's cold. So sometimes, I mean, you got to pause and you're like taking a break, and we always laugh. We always laugh through it. Maybe it's a gratitude lightning round. You set a timer for 2 minutes and you take turns saying as many things as you're grateful for as you can. Okay, in that 2 minutes. And if you have multiple kids doing it along with yourself, you're just going to keep going around. You say one thing and you go around and you keep going around until the timer goes off. That shift in perspective is powerful because it reminds you about what you are grateful for in an instance where you might be feeling a little ungrateful. And the last one I like to use is 5 deep breaths together. In through your nose, out through your mouth. You can do it just that simple. Like I will say to my toddler, okay, let's breathe. Let's pause and breathe. And he will. Or you can make it silly. Like you could do lion's breath, right? Like the yoga lion's breath, but do lion's breath with your kid. Have them raise their hands when they inhale and lower them when they exhale. It can be whatever you want it to be, but the point is just taking that powerful, intentional pause when everyone's mood feels off. After you've reset the energy, an important step is to pause and ask, okay, what's one thing we can do next that'll feel good? Maybe it's we finish cleaning our room or finish making the Hot Wheels tracks. That's often what it is for us. We go back to the activity because we want to accomplish it. But it also could be going outside or reading a story together. Maybe it's we're going to put on PJs and do a puzzle. The key is to signal that you're moving forward. You're not patching up the bad mood. You're not trying to erase the feelings that were there. Remember, the important part was acknowledging them first. So we acknowledge it, we pause, we take that break, and we're not trying to erase it. We say, okay, we're going to move forward into the next moment, right? If you have older kids, let them pick the reset activity. And by older, I mean my 5, 6-year-old loves to pick the activity. So let them pick it because ownership, that goes a long way. And if you love these quick no prep ideas for breaking up those tough moments, make sure you grab the 15 boredom buster list. If you've listened, you're on episode 4, and so you've heard this over and over. It's totally free. It's packed with screen-free activities you can use anytime your kids start to unravel or those I'm bored complaints start rolling in. You can download it at beyondthescreenfamilies.com/board. The biggest mistake I see parents make with reset moments, and honestly, I have made it too when I first started doing this, and is waiting until things have really spiraled. And you know what I'm talking about. If you have a toddler, the tantrum is already happening. The kid is past the point where they can pause and reset. So the magic happens when you catch it before that moment. It also happens when you build this into your family culture. Maybe you do a reset ritual before school or camp each day. Maybe use it for dinner on those cranky evenings. Or you make it a go-to after a long car ride. And that might be something so physical, right? Maybe it's riding the bikes down the street or going for a race or something like that. Like something really physical because your child has been sitting in the car for a while. So I'm going to give you an example of this through a personal story. My 6-year-old now initiates these. The other day she said, "Mom, we need a dance party. Everybody's crabby." And you know what? I think I've said it too. It cracked me up and reminded me that when we model it, our kids absorb it. Because you know who said that? I have. And you know when she said it, she wasn't the crabby one really, but I sure was. And my son was and so she acknowledged us. She saw what was happening. She acknowledged us. And we were able to do a little reset and move on. So the next time the vibe feels off, don't power through it. Don't power through it. Don't think I just have to get to the next step. Hit reset. Press pause. So let's wrap it up. Today we covered why families need a reset ritual. The simple 3-step, 5-minute or less reset you can start today with some ideas and how to make it a natural part of your family's rhythm. So I want you to pick one reset idea. Maybe it's the dance party, maybe it's the cold water challenge, gratitude route, whatever it is. You know your family, you know what your kids are going to love and what's going to cause you to laugh. And try it the next time your house feels tense. Then send me an email, support@beyondthescreenfamilies.com, or a DM at beyondthescreenfamilies on Instagram and tell me how it went. Did it work? What do you think worked well and what do you want to try differently next time? And don't forget, you can get your 15 boredom buster list at beyondthescreensfamilies.com/board. It's free, sanity saving, and it pairs perfectly with what we talked about today. Because again, it's resets, right? Resets in the moment. If this episode made you smile, made you think, I want to try that, or made you wonder what else you might do, would you do me a favor? Leave a quick review, share it with a friend, and make sure you're following the show so you don't miss what's coming next. Remember, these episodes drop every single week, 15-minute-ish short episodes, so you can take them and go apply them to your own life. Make sure you follow us on all your socials at Beyond the Screen Families. And thanks so much for hanging out with me. And here's to trading a little more screen time for moments that stick.